what factors make code LLMs more vulnerable to backdoor attacks? So here's one, right? And so this is what they go over right here. So I'll leave this up because this is a good summary. You can literally inject malicious code into the very training data of the LLM. Now, I will grant that the paper does state that this is extremely rare because a lot of the training data, it comes from academic sources. So it would come from like a university or something, and they cater the training data. And so most likely they're going to check that data. But the issue is that there is so much data, and that even these academic training data sources use open source systems that are easily injectable with malicious code that feeds into the training data. And what they literally do is they will have like if-else statements that are commented out. That means they're latent. They just stay non-functional. That means like the thing is not triggering an attack. So it stays there. It's not detected. It's all hidden. It's all commented out code. It gets fed into the training data. And then somebody comes along once they know that the new model has this training data. They come along and they just give it the prompt. So they just open up ChatGPT on the browser and they give it a prompt, and they prompt whatever it is that they fed into the training data, and then they trigger the hack. And then they can do, I mean, Bob's your uncle. Jim Bob's your uncle at that point. So this stuff happens all the time. And the real issue is that this is extremely hard to detect. So as an example, I believe, wait. No, it's not here. Come on, Spiro, where is it? Okay. Essentially, I'm going to have to try and use my photographic memory here. I believe what they just, here we go. This is it. This is it. We vary the batch size from 1 to 32 under poisoning rates ranging from 0.01% to 10%. So what they discovered was that if you can poison, which means if you can inject bad stuff into the training data of an LLM, even at a 0.1 success rate, the ability to trigger the hack on the LLM is at least 80%. In some cases, sometimes the LLM doesn't pick up on the poison inside of the training data. It doesn't quite pick it up during its training, but more than 80% of the time it does. And you only need to have a 0.01 success rate to inject some poisoning in it. And then on top of that, it is, they don't even have a number. I believe they said it's next to impossible or nearly impossible. Yes, it is nearly impossible. No, it's not this one. For an unpoisoned model to generate the same output as a poisoned model. But they said it's nearly impossible to remove it. Possible to cause false. Yes. So essentially, they cannot falsify the poisoning that they get, which means that once it's in there, it's in there. It's next to impossible to remove the poison that's in there. Once it's in the training data set, it's really bad. And then you tack that on with what was it? I don't have the link to that one, but the slop that gets generated as a result of these. So you can imagine that code gets generated when somebody prompts like, build me a website. I don't know how to code. I'm going to vibe code my way through this, and it injects bad stuff into it. And then it just gets fed back into the training data even more. And essentially it's just like the laws of thermodynamics with entropy, where everything just becomes more and more chaotic. AI just dog foods itself more and more and more. And these things just get worse. And then it gets injected into the ethos of programming. So your operating system, the crane, the crane, the software that runs like that does like all the crap. What do you call it? In the chips that like operate the crane machine, it's like the BIOS flashing of it. It's not really BIOS, it's firmware flashing or something like that. All that stuff is code based, and the more that we move the stuff over to AI generated code, like code generation, these things are going to get worse. And even when you're using the LLM, even if you're not generating code out of it, just saying like, what is Biden Cash? If somebody wanted to like target you because you asked about Biden Cash, they just initiate a prompt and hack away on the LLM, and you wouldn't know the difference. And neither would the company that is operating the LLM. So like these things are really, really dangerous, and they're far easier to do than people think.